or whatever. So you just gonna sit here and look at me like this?
I don't like you.
You ain't gotta like me, bitch. I ain't the fuck thing to you. Should not like your baby daddy. And you don't.
I don't like none of y'all. I don't like you, his mammy, his sister, none of y'all. His kids, I don't like y'all.
You gonna get mad at me because you fucked the son of a crackhead. You do. Who the fuck get pregnant from a son of a crackhead and you mad at me? You mad at me because you fucked the crackhead son.
And how many kids you got?
Who?
How many kids you got?
How many kids I got?
How many kids you got?
According to the state, bitch, none.
How many kids?
Not even you. My womb has reset itself. It has reset itself, so bitch, my womb,
okay, you
bitch,
have
is
4
at
kids,
zero,
so
ho. It's 2021. I ain't got no motherfucking kids. Stop playing with me, ho.
You have 4 kids, so that means 3 different niggas nutted in a crackhead's daughter. Okay, so
technically your daddy ain't nothing shit. If you knew how small your daddy dick was, if you knew how small your motherfucking daddy dick was, bitch, he ain't nut. That bitch nutted on my lip and it swam to the top, bitch. Why the fuck you think I ain't know he was your daddy? Huh? Your daddy ain't got no goddamn dick. Your daddy ain't got no motherfucking dick. Talking about your daddy fuck son. Your daddy ain't fuck shit. Yo, bitch, I fucked your daddy. Bitch, and quite frankly, I fucked him for $100 to get into side club at sex that night. Bitch, so I can go pussy pop in the VIP section where big dick ballers was at. Cause your small dick daddy, he wasn't no motherfucking baller. He wasn't no motherfucking baller at all. He was sitting there broke, needing some goddamn coochie, paying $100 for coochie for car sets, bitch. Hell no. I gotta start my motherfucking live over because what you ain't gonna do is fucking embarrass me on my motherfucking live over. It's a new goddamn year. It's a new motherfucking year. I ain't taking no fucking L's this year, bitch. I'm the shit. Or whatever. Fuck wrong with you, hoe. Fuck is wrong with you. That's what's wrong with you, motherfucker. Now you know what? You's a fucked up individual.
I am.
You's a fucked up individual. You just fucked up. You need to go to one of them fucking therapy sessions or something. A fucking counselor, bitch. Or whatever. I don't blame you, baby dad. That's why I take his side. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him.
You should.
I do.
You should.
I do.
You should.
I really fucking do. You didn't get that fucking retarded shit from me. You got it from your little dick daddy. You got baby of a little dick syndrome, downfall issues. That's what it is. Kids that come from daddies with little dicks, they got fucking issues. You got motherfucking not SIDS. You ain't got no fucking SIDS, bitch. You got little dick daddy syndrome. That's what it is. Your daddy got a little dick and it fucked you up. Or whatever. That's all it was or whatever. That's why you and the last 2 fucking retarded. You know, Cash got all the goddamn SIDS. It's just you and the last 2. Y'all 2 daddies got little dicks. That's what the fucking problem was. Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta call y'all the fuck back. Because I don't know what the fuck that was or whatever. That wasn't.
I can't be the only one with this kind of story. About 2 years ago, I was in a relationship with a man, and he was about 40. I was about, 25, 27, something like that. But he was willing to invest in me physically, financially, emotionally, religiously, like all aspects. He wanted to make me a better woman for him. Well, he boosted my self-esteem and my well-being so much that I thought that I could do better than him. And now fast forward, I am now post dealing with a narcissist. I now understand that not all men have your best intention at heart. Not all men will invest in you, and not all men will uplift you. So when you get the opportunity to date such a man, do not let it go.
One of my friends and mentors, Miss Kay Arthur, who's been teaching the Bible for 50 years. I mean, goodness gracious, she's just a treasure. She said this to me once. She said, Priscilla, a man's greatest fears, 2 of them, the fear of being controlled by a woman and the fear of being found inadequate. Well, when you know going into a relationship with your husband or currently in a relationship with your husband, when you know up front that those are his 2 fears, that somebody's going to figure out he's inadequate or that he'll be controlled by a woman, then you can go into your relationship and spend your time trying to dispel those fears, to let him know that you do not want to control him, that you trust him, that he is your hero, that you really believe he can accomplish the task at hand, even if you do have some reservations about that, even if you do think you might be able to handle something better than he can. When you dispel his fear, you will find that the repercussions of him knowing that you believe in him and don't want to control him, but want to honor him and place faith in him, the repercussions of that really come back on you 100-fold, of a man who really feels like he's married to a woman that believes he's capable. And then if he recognizes that you really care for him, even in spite of his inadequacies, that you're not going to be pointing them out, bringing his weaknesses to the forefront.
Humiliating him.
Humiliating him. Because the thing is, he knows he's inadequate in different areas, just like you and I know we're inadequate in different areas. Nobody likes someone who will point out their inadequacies and make a huge spectacle out of them. But oftentimes, don't we do that? We kind of bring their weaknesses to the forefront over and over and over again. And you and I wouldn't want to be married to somebody like that, so we shouldn't be those kind of wives to be married to.
It really emasculates them. The male ego needs support.
It does.
And that's part of the reason we're there. You know, the day after my husband proposed to me, over 22 years ago, he came to visit and he had cold feet all over his face. I thought, uh-oh, he's rethinking this.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you afraid of? Do you know what he said? Loss of control. You see? You do.
Now, it will be, I'm not saying that this is an easy task, but in small ways, if you can begin to give back the control, where something he would expect you to do because you've been doing it for so long, if you just said, oh no, babe, you do it. You know what I mean? I think I would love to see how what decision you're going to make regarding that. What do you want to do? If you begin slowly and surely to put that control back into their hands, you will find that maybe not immediately, but over time, you will begin to see that man's chest puffing out again in that particular area. His confidence being restored because he's got a woman by his side who actually trusts and believes that he makes decisions that are worth someone following. Now, I got to tell you, I had a friend who did this for 30 days, and she did it for the hardest 30 days of the entire year. It was over the Christmas. It was like over December.
Oh, no.
For 30 days.
Pressure season.
Oh, my gosh, there's so many decisions to be made, Christmas pictures to decide on. She let him make all the decisions. And in doing so, it was so hard for her, but in doing so, she saw her husband's confidence rebuilt in the fact that he believed that he had a wife that trusted him.
Beautiful.
And the result of that on a marriage is staggering. There is nothing better than a man that actually feels like one. When you're married to a man who feels like a man, the effects of that they're going to benefit you. It's not really about him. In the end, it's about you.
You win.
Yeah, you win. When a man feels like a man, the passion, the intimacy that we so desire, all of that ripple effect comes back on us, because a man likes to feel like your hero, like your guardian, and like your protector. And so if you'll give him back the reins of leadership, you will see that you will begin to feel like the woman that you really want to feel like in the relationship. Won't be easy, but it'll be worth it.
I don't even understand what it takes to be in a monogamous relationship. Like, y'all don't even understand. Y'all be wanting to lock a nigga in so bad. You don't really understand what it actually takes to be in a relationship where you're asking another person to solely focus on you for their intimacy, to solely focus on you for their companionship, to solely focus on you for partnership in finances and in life and in bill paying and in goal setting. Like, you ain't even whole enough to be a nigga everything. And when I be saying that, y'all bitches get on my videos and y'all get offended. Like I'm always taking up for the niggas. But women be the main ones pushing for monogamy. And then when a bitch get in a relationship, you don't understand, by asking this man to not fuck nobody else, by asking this man to not call nobody else, by asking this man to not look at another woman for none of his wants and needs as far as male to female, you are then saying, I'ma be whatever you need me to be, nigga, because I don't want, but y'all don't understand that. Y'all just think that's how it's supposed to be, because that's what the media and the movies and your mammy and them taught you. That's what y'all think. Y'all, like, truth be told, if up front a bitch told you, these are all the things you're going to have to do, girl, in order to lock this nigga in like you want to, half of y'all wouldn't even want the nigga after that. But you never sit down and actually really consider, what does it take to be fucking Ray Ray's girlfriend? What does it take to be Michael's wife? Like, what type of demons do this nigga really got? What type of sex drive do he really got if he left every other bitch alone and only fucks with me? What type of things will he want out of me?
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear, drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down, instead of building it up. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I am provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy, they're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together.
Promoting a form of feminism and separation from black men. You know what I'm saying? Like, we promoting a form of feminism and separation from black men. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do this by our fucking selves. And that's just ridiculous. That's insane to think that we could really be out here surviving as a nation without half our damn nation. That doesn't make sense. Male or female call themselves trying to protect black men. It always gives off an energy, a narrative that you're shitting on black men. That you have to shit on black men to praise black women. You know what I'm saying? Even with the videos where black women are praising each other, it's like they have to include shitting on black men. It's very sad. As a matter of fact, I seen another TikTok.
It's taken me a few days to really wrap my mind around the results of the Breonna Taylor case. And as angry as I was, and as angry as my mother and my sister were, we weren't all that surprised with the results. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. Black women are depicted as these strong women who can handle anything. Well, that's because often we're all we have. Disrespected by the black men that we raised, the black men that we were raised by or lack thereof, the black men that we love so much. Because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, a lot of times we're all we have.
She was killed by some white supremacists. A black man is the one who shot back. A black man was the one who tried to protect her. Not only that, a black man, her ex-boyfriend, was really protecting her even after she died. Because they offered that man the whole plea deal, and he did not take it. To lie on her. He didn't take it. So it's like, I see all of these people up here really complaining about how black men are protecting them, but why are you not acknowledging the black men who are? Why are you shitting on all black men like none of them are doing their fucking jobs? And then it becomes even more hypocritical again, even going back to Meg. When you have people like Meg Thee Stallion who likes to come out and say, oh, black women are unprotected, but then you turn around and look at the type of men, black men, that she deals with. These really bitch-ass niggas that she be dealing with. Of course they don't. They not gonna protect you. They weak-ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting strong. You're not around strong black men. How can you expect a strong black man to protect you?
Men, it's denied them the opportunity to work. You know what I'm getting at, because Bill Moyers didn't tell you that was Vanishing Black Family documentary. 1 of every 3 marriages in this country, black or white, ends in a divorce in 18 months. Now you see, it used to be if you got a divorce, something was wrong with you. But when you have a stat this high, something must be going on in society. I now want to explain what that is. When America believed in agriculture, America believed in extended family. When America believed in the factory, industrialism, America believed in the nuclear family. But now that America believes in the computer, now America believes in a single parent. Now that America believes in the computer, now America believes in a single parent family. Now that America believes in the computer, now America believes in a single parent family. Make sure you see my analysis. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. The family structure changed. The family structure. You see my analysis. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. There was more than love in these relationships. There was some money involved here. Our grandparents worked the fields together, had economic reason to stay together, and so they did. In a factory, man works in factory, woman takes care of children. Economic reason again to stay together. But in this new economy, where you now have women working just as much, if not more, than men, you now hear women telling men, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you. got my own job. Do what I want to do when I want to do. Need you, got my own job. Do what I want to do when I want to do it. And we are now doing it very well and by ourselves, by ourselves, by ourselves, by ourselves. You know the #1 song in America a couple years ago, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent. If you want to be with me, you got to have a J-O-B. It's all about money. All about money. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. And so now we have a lot of people making plenty of money and lonely. They place money before family. You see, black men want to do what white men do. Buy their family a house in the suburbs, 2 cars, and once a year go down to Orlando for Disney World vacation. And when black men can't do that, they don't feel they're worthy enough to stay. Now you see, the problem is there are 2 responses black women can give to black men when they're out of work. Now the first response some women say is, well, if you ain't working, you got to go. If you ain't working, you got to go. That's the mistake. Because black men don't hire nor fire, nor control the means of production. Now, before black men say that's right, brother, you tell them. Please, brothers, quit assuming that black women took our jobs away. Because black women also do not hire nor fire. We are being played off against each other for some crumbs. Played off against each other for some crumbs. Played off against each other for some crumbs. We recommend the second response. For black women to say to that man, well, if you ain't working, can you at least go back to school? Can you at least learn a skill? Or at least make dinner or wash dishes while I'm gone? But the problem is there are very few black men that look to black women for a definition of manhood. Black men, as I said earlier, want to do what white men do. And that means be the breadwinner. What I'm getting at is, we're going to have to redefine what it means to be a man. Because if being a man means being the provider, with 25% of black men out of work, that's a suicidal definition. You see, if I lose my job tomorrow, I'm still a man. As long as I'm responsible, treat my wife correctly, raise my children, that's responsibility. I'm not going to allow my employer to reduce my masculinity. I need to define what being a man is. And I think it's a perfect balance between the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. Not being a breadwinner, but a balance between the mental, physical, and the spiritual. Isn't it interesting? You have 2 black men. Both lose their jobs. One black man resorts to crime, leaves his home. He's been reduced by the society. The other black man sells newspapers, sells peanuts, does whatever he can to take care of his family. Same economic situation, but a different set of values. We have to work on that. A new definition can resolve this problem. I'm not belittling money. You have to have money living in America, but that's not the criteria for manhood. Boys make babies. Men take care of them.
Just like my mama. She told me at 6 or 7, if I got to choose between you and this man, I'm going to choose him. And I left. I walked down the street, called my grandma, and who came to get me?
Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. It's so interesting that you never remember the things that you inflict on others, but you remember what they inflict on you. His memory, look at me, is that his mother chose a man over him. Mm-hmm. This is the mother that exposed him to abuse. Mm-hmm. This is the mother that left him off with his grandmother. This is the mother that did those things to him, who now thinks she has the right and the privilege to tell him how to deal with his sister. And your unhealed stuff about being abused, you gotta get that handled. You can't keep imposing that on everybody. I have only known this young man 24 hours, and there's no way in the world, just reading his space, that I know he's gonna allow a man to abuse a woman in his presence.
She doesn't think about me that way. She doesn't.
Well,
because I just saw him playing basketball and going on dates together.
So what? Mind your business. You say that you don't see the man that your son is.
Real quick, she's about to ask this young lady a very important question. If her son isn't necessarily a real man, her words, not mine, where is she getting her interpretation of what a real man actually looks like from? It's the same thing that a lot of you feel. You want a man to be a real man, but a lot of you have never seen a real man in person, so you can compare a real man versus a non-real man. You guys have no idea what you want because you have never seen the things that you say you want. Listen to what she says.
So I'm asking you, since this is not a demonstration of a man, you need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
My idea.
Which is your idea. Now, is that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh. So how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man? Tell me how that works. Help me.
Like I said, it was events. It wasn't just.
I'm talking about
and it's
one
also
thing.
how he treats me.
Yeah, but
He doesn't respect me
hello.
so-
You see, you are a provocative victim. You provoke stuff, and then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man. And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
But there you go. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I'm holding you accountable, and you spinning. You're spinning your web. You're trying to get away. You're trying to get away. Tell me. Just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it, chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.